I am so honored to have my good friend Rahman Alaraka Rahman here with me today, all the way from Chennai, India. And today we're going to find out about AR's incredible musical journey. He is a music icon for those who don't know who he is, and you should. He's sold over 100 million albums. He's won an Oscar. He's won a Grammy. He's won a Golden Globe. He's won a Bafta. He's also been listed as the 100 most important people on Time magazine. You work with Bono, Rolling Stones, Coldplay. You did a West End show. My God, you're so I'm tired just reading your credits. I welcome you, the one, the only, Alaraka Rahman. Rahman, you're here. Thank you very much for being here with me. I know that you mentioned your father, and he died at the age when you were 9 years old, which was a very traumatic experience for you. And I know you've talked about it to me many times. Is it true you started playing piano at the age of 11 for your family, trying to raise money or make?
Uh, yes. Sometimes your life is shaped by destiny. Like I had to learn because that's the only way to survive. And we had all the equipments, and my mother felt that it's a better way to do dealing with things rather than selling all the equipment. So what my father had, and when going back to that, I feel like each one of us are, in a way, when you're forced to do things, and that becomes your foundation. We are led to certain things, and we are forced to rise, and we get messages, from nature, from the infinite. We have to take those messages, we take those coded messages, and go forward. I think
Well, the
that's
idea, you know how much I believe in the fact of listening to instinct. You're a very spiritual man. You're very humble and
thank you.
spiritual. When you started the industry, you started doing jingles. Is that true? That you did jingles for advertising. Is that correct?
Yeah, around 87, 88, when I got my samplers and sequencer, which I brought from Singapore. I had the sense of freedom, so I could do my own thing, and I would get hired by composers to program, you know, on sequencing, MIDI sequencing, and all this stuff. And that's when the jingle market kind of opened up, and it was a completely new crowd, young crowd, and they were doing international things. It kind of pushed me to learn that there was another world, another way of looking at music. And I would ask all my colleagues, friends I made on the thing, to give me tapes of foreign commercials just to listen, just to see how the world was working, Spanish ones and South American, European, and the East, Japanese and Chinese and Taiwanese. I think that kind of opened up. When something is smaller, it's easier to decode and see how it works, how sound to picture works. I think India, in a way, we are lucky that we're not pigeonholed into, one. It's a good thing and a bad thing. So you do everything. You do folk music, you do classical music, you do pop numbers, you do a score. Like, so you can do anything, and they trust you. Unlike the West, you want trap music, you have to go to this producer. You want a score like John Williams, you go to John Williams. You want a Zimmer like score, you go to Zimmer. So, but here you're wearing different caps and hats, and then say like, there's one name, and then you get to produce all these fun things.
When did you start knowing that you could become a singer because you were a composer? Because you're a very good singer. When did that happen? When did you say, well, I think I need to sing? Is that something that came naturally to you?
Uh, I think two artists who when I listened to, they made this compelling feeling that I should also sing,
Who
even
was
though
it?
the one was Freddie Mercury, Queen, and the other one is a real world artist from Peter Gabriel's umbrella of artists called Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan Sahab, and he did Kawali with Peter Gabriel. And I listened to those albums, I felt like, oh my god, this is a whole new vibe of singing. It's almost like rock with Indian classical in it, and then when I was scoring for movies, doing working on songs and producing songs, I would play the singers on my keyboard. I would play the tune, so because I was embarrassed to sing. And one day, I think I would be teaching them, like, oh no, it's like this. And then one day I was like, wait a minute, I'm singing.
What the-
I'm singing. What's happening? And then so on my first song, this is after the jingles. Like jingles also had production and teaching and all this stuff. And first one, I didn't find a singer. I wanted to try out a boatman's voice, and I did that. And then the director said, "Whose voice is that?" I said, "Why? Whose voice is it?" I said, "It's mine. Keep it that way. Don't take it off." It's like,
I heard that you became a director. How is that you started becoming a director for a film called La Musk?
it's all your fault. Yeah, I think I remember when I was in my LA house, I met once, and I said, I got the script idea, so I need to learn script writing. And you suggested your friend Gabriel.
Gabe, I sent you Gabe.
So Gabriel came in and he said, instead of teaching something else, let's start dissecting your script and what it needs. So we were doing a case study and we were workshopping on that for a couple of 3, 4 weeks, I think.
Yeah,
And so Gabriel was introduced to me by you. And again in 2015, and you said, you looked at some of my work, which I shot music videos, and you said, and you you kind of put that seed in my head that you can do anything, you have it, and kind of thing. Then it's all your fault. It's all your fault.
now, what message do you have for everybody?
I think you are the best motivator, and I've been hearing all your stuff. I think you should give that. I've been to your classes. I've been like a fly on the wall, and I think you should probably find something what you think is right about me, and you should give that advice.
Well, the advice is the fact that if you invest in yourself, people will invest in you, and you'll have a thing where the first person who has to believe in themselves is you. You're someone who there's a kind of a feeling of giving. It's not about what you're going to get, which is very Hollywood. It's about what you're going to give. The more you give, the more you get. And you're also what I call a self starter. You create your own opportunities. You
True.
don't wait for people. You're
That's
making.
important.
That's the part that you're. I think that's the biggest thing is that you don't sit around and wait because if nobody would have given you a career. No one would have said, here, start this. You were there and you made yourself available. But also, I think the biggest thing about you is you believe in miracles. You're definitely
Yes.
a miracle man because miracles have come your way and you're like, I'm ready. So are you ready and
Let
available?
me play a song. My
I
friend.
want to thank you. Listen, thank you. I'm going to see you soon. Hollywood is always waiting for you. All our people. I remember when I met you with Quincy Jones. He's a big fan of yours. Everybody's a fan.
That's
Please give
such a
my
sweet man.
best, everybody. I want to thank your team for making this happen. I appreciate it. I love you. David loves you. We all care, and we all say goodbye. And I say thank you very much, Mr. Allah Rahman. See you then.
Shalom.
Salam. All right. See you later. Bye bye. See you
Bye.
later.